Hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your monthly reading for May 2025. This is for Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. We're going to jump right in, Scorpio. This is a month, and if you are new to my channel, I'm going to give you your astrological overview. Then I'll do your spread. Then I'm going to break it down week by week. I'll pull more cards, tell you a couple more aspects that are happening for you. It's a big month. It's one of the best months of 2025. And then, yes, the second spread. I got two decks out. So I do want to formally welcome you to the most incredibly historic, epic making month of 2025 and even the century. Yes, we're here. We're here. Major profound shift. And it's a month that nobody on Earth, you, me, 8 billion people on this planet has ever experienced, right? It is a time of great change, and this is a landmark month because Saturn officially moves into Aries. But that's not all. If you recall from your 2025 annual forecast, first of all, I said this is the year of the Great Awakening, and we're here now, all right? This is the age of ascension, the age of wisdom, awareness, the year of the snake, right? The year of the wood snake, transformation. You know all about that. You rule the 8th house of transformation. Scorpio, this is the year of 9. 9 is all about endings and completion, preparing for 10. And 2026 is the year of 10, which is the year, right? 9 is also humanity. And remember, we're going through a huge shift. You're seeing it play out in the world. Now, why is this month so big? Because as I mentioned, all the planets are changing signs this year, but the 4 outer planets, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, are changing signs in such a compact, compressed time frame that we've never seen before. Not only that, they're all moving into fire and air. Not only that, they're all moving into feminine to masculine. Not only that, they're all aspecting right at that 0 degree point, right? That they've been hovering through, the world axis, that's the 0 degree, the critical degree. Okay, the creation degree is a degree of great change and new beginnings. It's the beginning of the beginning. You already know we're leaving the age of Pisces, moving into the age of Aquarius. Wow. And so this is why I kept bringing up mid-March. I have to. That was that big wave that you were on, right? From mid-March, that once in a lifetime 6-planet conjunction at that 0 degree point. All moving past that, right? To bring you here, to bring you to May. We're past the intense month of April. That intensity is gone. This is your brand new era. This is one of the best months of 2025. So let's get, and by the way, and so with Saturn moving into Aries, by the way, that's the 3rd planet now. Pluto's moved. Neptune moved into Aries last month. You know that. Okay, so Saturn moving into Aries the first time in 30 years. First time in 30 years. But Neptune's here. So this is the first time they're together in Aries in hundreds of years. So we have to consider this special. Expect great change, Scorpio. I mean, everything's changing for you. You're going through one of the biggest changes. And great new beginnings. And please look at my look at my live streams, right? Remember, I give you predictions. I talk about the geophysics affecting Earth. The world is changing. And remember, you're part of the collective, which is shifting, which is awakening. You're awakening to your authentic self, meaning you have greater power. And so how will you contribute to the collective? That's what's happening here, right? Or to humanity, to society, right? To your family, to whatever, right? How are you going to contribute through your art, your work, your love, whatever it is? Now, May, no oppositions. That's amazing, all right? Also, there's only 2 squares, all right? Planetary squares. Piece of cake. This is going to be a piece of cake, and I'm going to walk you through it. Remember, when I say that, that's outside of the lunations and the asteroids. Now, don't forget, the first 2 weeks of May, we're in Taurus season. So not only is that very grounding, so please spend time in nature, all right? Realign your frequencies, all of that. But remember, we're still in a fiery time where you are amped up. You're ready to go. You're 500 steps ahead. You are feeling ambitious and tenacious and empowered and enthusiastic. All of that's running through your veins right now because Mars is in Leo. What does that mean for you? And that's all month. And Venus is in Aries all month. So what does that mean for you, Scorpio? That hits your 10th house of career and fame and recognition and your 6th house of work. You got big changes happening. You got a lot happening. Okay. Don't forget, and I dropped these forecasts, maybe, this one like a week before May even begins. Don't forget, we got that new moon in Taurus that kicked off May. Taurus is your opposite sign, Scorpio. So you have so much emphasis on partnerships, relationships, contracts, legal matters, agreements, things like that, marriage, one-on-one commitments. And when I say that, that can be your accountant, that can be your lawyer, it can be your publicist, it can be your Uber driver, whatever you want, wherever you're putting that energy for the first 2 weeks. Okay. So big changes are happening. And Mercury will be in 3 signs. When's the last time you saw that? Huh? Things are moving fast. Mercury being in 3 signs is big, okay? But the biggest thing of all is Saturn in Aries, the first time since April 1996 to 1999. Think about what happened around that time, but doesn't matter. Neptune's here, so it's going to be a very different vibe, all right, from what happened around that time. Yeah, sure, there's pattern recognition, but big history making. And remember, blue asterisk, best aspects. Please take notes, and if you are taking notes, please circle the entire last week of May. It's a week you've never seen before, and it is so auspicious. Entire month is very auspicious. It's prosperous. It's enormous progress and joy, and you're going to be in a completely new area of your life. Okay, especially and remember, this is all leading up to June, the luckiest month of 2025. And I'll leave you some breadcrumbs along the way, but I just want you to get excited. Now, the other thing is, you are my last reading, by the way, of the day, so it may get dark, a little bit dark while we do this, but I do have to address one thing because I still get a lot of comments about this. Your sun and your rising. And I talked about this in my last live stream, where in the title you'll see it says like sun and rising. So just look at that, okay? Because and you should be watching my live streams anyway. I give you predictions, all of them that have come true so far. I answer your questions, but sun and rising, I talk deeply about that, okay? You've got to read both. They complete your forecast. They complete your horoscope. Your sun is only 50% of your horoscope. The rising's the other 50%. And then you got to throw in the moon as well for everything, like emotions and feelings, things going on at home. Yes, but sun and rising, just watch that video, okay? That's all you have to do. All right, I'll leave a link in the description box or at the end of this video. If you don't know how to get your rising, I tell you. If you don't know what birth chart, all of that, I tell you all of that in that video. All right, but just remember, yes, sun and rising. There will be months, like for instance, in April, you're like, well, nothing happened. Well, I'm like, well, did you look at your rising? They complete the full picture for you, and your moon is hugely important. And we're going to talk about the fact that you have a full moon in your sign this month. Yeah, your life is changing in ways that you could have never imagined, Scorpio. Well, I got to tell you about this full moon, but this is why I do lunations in the second spread and the weekly forecast. And I've told you that the moon aspects that happen are very often stronger than the planetary aspects. I've given you examples too. And so just remember your moon. And everything here that's happening, of course, that's going to impact you, especially with the lunations I talk about. But when you look at your moon sign, that's specific to you. So when you do feel emotional or emotionally charged or emotionally even extreme, or if you feel burnout, if you feel drained or defensive, or your maternal side is coming out strong, or things are going on at home or family or your loved ones or relationships, or your intuition is off the charts, that's all your moon. Okay? That's all your moon. And you're going to see in May, there's enormous moon like lunations. But either way, this month is so special, and I want to remind you, life is a miracle. Okay, Scorpio? Literally, we have the uncanny, perfect conditions that make all this work, that make us alive. So please always remember, and I want you to take advantage of all that the universe offers, especially this month, and make the best out of it, because life is full of opportunities, and you're going to have so many in May, and I want you to take them. Okay, Scorpio, you know I love you. You know I'm here for you. Now, Friday the 2nd, this is big. Venus conjuncting Neptune. So that's how we kick off the month. After that new moon in Taurus. Yeah. That's big. It's happening at 1 degree. Okay? So remember, Venus and Neptune are in Aries, okay? So Aries rules your sixth house of everyday activities, your routines, your lifestyle, health, work, okay? Your responsibilities when it comes to work or the workplace or your colleagues or employees or things like that, okay? And pets, okay? Now, so just keep in mind, this is a rare aspect. It hasn't happened in 164 years. Nobody on Earth has experienced this, and it's happening at 1 degree. So what does this mean for you? First of all, 1 degree is the Aries degree. How about that, right? And that's all about moving the needle forward, but this is Venus and Neptune, all right? So this is you taking action on what does bring you pleasure, what you desire, but with compassion, spirituality, ideals, the arts, imagination, intuition, and creativity. This is a symphony. This is the little sister, big sister, Venus and Neptune, all right? And remember, sound is healing. It's therapy. It's vibrations. Use it, okay? I want you to listen to music that moves your soul this day. It's a conjunction. Listen, days before, days after, week before, week after. I talked about hemisync in my live streams. Watch that, okay? It's life-changing. Kick out those gamma waves, right? And both planets do represent creativity. So the fact that you got Mars and Leo at the same time, where Leo rules the domain of creativity, big, okay? So hello, your life is changing already right off the bat, all right? So this is all about envisioning, building the world that you want to live in, all right, that you want to create for yourself. And it bears repeating, Neptune is visual, visualize, vision boards, your vision, right? Think about that. That's why I always talk about vision boards and visualizing your goals, your finish line. Put yourself there. Put yourself on that timeline with confidence. It's Aries energy, right? Venus is money. You want money? Visualize it. You'll get it. I told you this story about Jim Carrey. You want love? Venus is love in relationships. Visualize it. Yeah? And this isn't just hermetic principles or spirituality or manifestation. I have told you visualization is literally neuroscience. You create new neural pathways in your brain when you visualize. Use this. Plant seeds for your vision, for your future, because right off the bat you have this portal of inspiration and passion and self-love, creativity, all of that. So this is going to be really great, all right? And yeah, there's going to be, listen, when I talk about lunations, can I just tell you real quick, Scorpio, how this is going to be even amplified further? Well, the moon will be in Cancer this day. The moon rules Cancer. You got a lot of stuff going on with home and true love and family and loved ones, okay? But also, the way that you're seeing things, your perspective on things are changing. That's Cancer for you. Remember, Cancer rules your 9th house. Are you going on a trip? You're going to feel it emotionally, like, hey. Also, publishing, broadcasting, education, you want to learn something new, you're going to feel it. Why? Because the moon in Cancer is going to, on this day, trine Venus, trine Saturn, sextile Uranus, trine Neptune, trine the North Node, and sextile the South Node. So, whoa. When I talk about lunations, often being stronger than the aspects, but amplifying this energy, big. We got a quarter moon in Leo. You got career and fame stuff happening in a big way. Anyway, let's keep going. Pluto, by the way, on Sunday, May the 4th, may the 4th be with you, right? Who says that? Pluto goes retrograde. We love this, okay? Because remember, Pluto does bring that intensity. And so it's just kind of like a little bit, right? So this is really great, only until October. And this is in your 4th house of home and family, your significant other, children, okay? Real estate, property matters, all of that, even ancestry. So you're going to be going deep for that inner growth. That's what Pluto is. You would know this. Pluto is your ruling planet. So all that transformation, it comes from within, okay? Now, okay, I'll tell you about May 5th. Monday, May 5th, Mercury in Aries, sextiling Jupiter in Gemini. This is the only Jupiter aspect of the month. Jupiter, luck, good fortune, expansion, profit, wisdom, right? And it only happens twice a year. Mercury, communication, the mind, ideas, important conversations that you're having, agreements, contracts. So yeah, will you be signing contracts and agreements? Very likely. About with money involved? Very likely. Wealth building? Very likely. Remember, Jupiter and Gemini is in your 8th house of everything that I mentioned. And you know the 8th house well because you ruled that domain. 8th house is also partnerships. It can be love. It can be business partners. But at the end of the day, the 8th house is death and rebirth. It's transformation. So something here is about to transform your life. Okay, it's Jupiter. Jupiter is the water to the seas that you plan. It expands. So Mercury and Aries in your 6th house of everyday activities and work and health. Like you've got this. Some of y'all are traveling too, by the way. I'm gonna skip. Well, just because Pluto's your ruler. Okay, May 6th, Venus exile Pluto. Listen, we've already had this a couple times, but this is a very different vibe. Pick your favorite White Lotus character. That's what this is. Venus exile Pluto is power. It's sex. It's money. It's secrets. it's all of that. You're gonna feel this in a big way. All right. So, but a lot of this, definitely something here that's like you're really gonna want something. Now, on the 10th, Mercury leaves Aries, moves into Taurus. This is great. Remember, Taurus is your opposite sign. So now you got the Sun and Mercury in Taurus. Amazing. This is a big slowdown to all that fiery energy because Taurus is so grounded. But this is you being very practical, tactical, grounded, taking a step back, looking at the big picture when it comes to partnerships, relationships, legal matters, marriage, one-on-one commitments, all of that I mentioned earlier. Okay, so you're looking at your path. This is when you're taking that step back and saying, does this make sense? What are the next steps? This is all about gains, okay? Planning. You've got it here for 2 weeks, but remember I said Sun and Mercury in Taurus. Don't forget you got Uranus in Taurus. We're going to talk about that. So at this point, please ask yourself, what are your breakthrough goals? Okay, what do you want to shake up? Uranus is the great awakener. Uranus is all about freedom, your personal freedom, evolution, revolution, breakthroughs, and surprises. Now, this is going to help. Exactly what I said, because when we get to the 12th, we have the full moon in your sign. Obviously, we're going to talk about this a lot more in your weekly forecast. This is big. Full moons, as you know, endings, completion, culmination, turning points. Listen, if you're new to astrology, the moon in Scorpio already has an intensity. You got a full moon in Scorpio. But a few days from now, on the 17th, you're going to have a Uranus cazimi. That's rare. It happens once a year when the sun conjuncts Uranus, okay? And remember, it's in Taurus and your opposite sign, so partnerships, relationships. That's gonna perfect on the 17th, but it's a conjunction that's powerful. Therefore, you're gonna feel it week before, week after, and it's gonna be opposite the full moon. So what does this mean? Surprises, the unexpected, something in home, family, loved ones, maybe even a female figure, but partnerships, relationships, legal matters, or breakthroughs. Yeah, that's all it is. This full moon, it's in your sign. Full moons illuminate. There's something that you need to see that comes out. Okay? It's also something within you need to reveal. There's something here. Either way, use it. Okay? This is all about your personal transformation. And yes, there's going to be money involved, or investments and relationships. Taurus is a finance sign. Okay? So that cazimi and Taurus in Taurus season is going to be, there may be some money matters, but again, just be flexible and open-minded and let things illuminate and be ready to let things go. Remember, it is all about shedding skin in your personal transformation. Think of the death card in tarot is attributed to you, Scorpio, okay? Transformation, okay? One of the reasons why I'm harping on this, not only is it in your sign, it's going to trigger the North Node and the South Node and Saturn. So 2 things. 1, think about what happened November 1st in your birthday season, okay? That is the corresponding new moon. What happened around that time? Think about 2 weeks after November 1st, even the whole month, all right? And don't forget the North Node is in Pisces in your 5th house of joy, pleasure, true love, romance. So you see a lot of partnership stuff already, but it's also creativity. It could be creative partners, okay? And children. But we will talk about it a lot more. One thing I do want to bring up is that why is this full moon intense, other than what I told you, is because Mercury will square Pluto this day. Now, I've got to spend a little bit more time with you because this is intensity on top of the intensity, and Pluto is your ruling planet, okay? Now, it only happens twice a year, but it's the first square. And there is an intense, it can be, I've talked about polarities, right? So Pluto can take Mercury's energies to extremes. So be mindful about the way that you speak. There may be news that you hear. There also, and it may be from an authority figure, it may be from a parent, okay? Um, Around this time, or a partner, or like a grandparent, or just some authority, okay? So, this is also a time not to doubt yourself. All right, Mercury is the mind. And this aspect can make you question everything, but you're just going in circles. So just remember, stay frosty, be cool, be open-minded. It's just a little squeeze, and use this. It's empowerment. Feel that power diplomatically, of course, all right? Why? Because 2 weeks from now, Mercury will trine Pluto. So you got something really nice to look forward to. Remember what I said last week of May. We'll talk about that. But Mercury square Pluto for you, Pluto being your ruling planet. All right? It's all about seeing the big picture and let things come out. Mercury square Pluto is deep thinker. It's powerful storyteller, the reporter, the psychologist, the intellectual. Do you see how you can use this? All right? So I have Mercury square Pluto in my birth chart. I've worked with this my entire life. I'm living proof that you can use this to work with, all right? To your advantage. Now, if you're a cross watcher, you watch for your rising, your moon, your sister, your husband, whoever, your grandma, your pet hamster, fixed signs, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius, and you. You're going to feel this the most, all right? If you know your birth chart, all right, and I'm going to give this a wide orb because of Uranus. If you have any planets between 20 to 27 degrees in Scorpio, Taurus, Virgo, or Pisces. Yeah, I'm throwing in Virgo and Pisces because of the nodes. Y'all will feel it the most. Now, and there's a lot of jealousy that may come up around this day. All right, just to let you know. Now, the Sun conjunct Uranus. 17th, 18th, depending on where you live. A lot of these aspects, remember, happen around midnight. So, depending on where you live. So this happens once a year, and this is an aspect that's so strong. The chances of sudden, unexpected change are very, very, very high when the Sun conjuncts Uranus. All right, so you will feel this. It's happening in Taurus, partnerships, relationships, legal matters, marriage. Okay? But you can use this. Like I say, use these aspects. Don't let them use you. Any aspect you can use. For this, Uranus is a great awakener. All he wants from you, he wants you to shake things up. Things that are your routine, but in a good way, right? Shake things up. So remember, change is the only constant in the world. And so there may be a little bit of like, let's spice things up. You can use this. And it could be the biggest breakthrough, the biggest personal breakthrough you've had. So it's amazing. Be open to it. Be flexible and open-minded. It's only because there's there's only some, strong aspects that are happening around this that make it a little, So just know it's powerful because Mercury will square Mars too. So what does that mean? Now it brings in, there may be something here surprising and unexpected at work or with your career or your reputation. All right. We'll talk about your weekly forecast. Now, and remember, if you're here reading your sun sign, and I think I may have mentioned this before, if you're reading for just your sun sign, the sun isn't always about you sometimes. This could be maybe it's a boss that announces they're leaving or they get, fired on the spot or, it affects you in a really big way. But anyway, so there's going to be something here with work. It's hitting your 6th house and 10th house of career and work. Now, and remember, Uranus and Taurus, by the way, is still sextiling the North Node in Pisces. Yeah. And even Saturn, which is absolutely amazing. It's amazing. You're having big breakthroughs, and you're going to feel it strongly the first 2 weeks of May, but it's going through June. This is your journey. This is your destiny. Remember, that's the North Node. The reality you're creating for yourself. Use this. Have these breakthroughs, okay? Taurus and Aquarius, all the fixed signs basically are going to feel this the most. Planets between 24 to 29 degrees in your birth chart and any of the fixed signs. And Pisces and Virgo will feel this, and 0 to 5 degrees in Aquarius or Aries because of what's happening around this time. And then Jupiter will square the North Node on the 18th. We'll talk about that in your weekly forecast. It's big. All right. Now, on the 20th, we officially enter Gemini season. This is big for you. So for the next 4 weeks, remember Gemini rules your 8th house, and you're the native ruler of the 8th house, which is death and rebirth and transformation, phoenix rising from the ashes, caterpillar to butterfly. And so Gemini is really chatty. Gemini is of the mind. And so for the next 4 weeks, remember Jupiter is in Gemini too. And this is wealth building, your 8th house. So for the next 4 weeks, your personal transformation, your close and intimate relationships, again, can be career, by the way, too, if you're not here for love, and money, inheritance, investments, bonuses, commissions, royalties, taxes, paying off debts, loans, all of that on the table for the next 4 weeks for you. Big emphasis here for you. All right. You're going to be having a lot of thinking around it and communication around it. Okay. Stimulating. That's what Gemini season is. That's the vibe, especially intellectually, mentally. Be communicative. Gemini is the communicator, as you know, right? So a lot of mental stimulation and restless. Remember, it's travel as well. Y'all, a lot of y'all are going to be traveling. A lot of y'all are possibly going to be, marketing, advertising, small business. Maybe you're launching them, but whatever it is, we'll talk about it more in your weekly forecast. All right. And remember, all this is leading up to June, the luckiest month. It's insane. Now, and you see the sun will sextile Saturn. That's the great thing about Saturn this month. Remember, Saturn is hard and he's the authority and limits and limitations. But he's being very easy on you this month. This is amazing in terms of what brings you joy and pleasure and true love and romance and creativity and procreation. There you go. Okay. Now, and then you got Venus trine Mars. I love this, but we'll talk about your weekly forecast. You know what happens when Venus and Mars get together. Okay. So we're all adults here. Now, so for you, you got this. Now, but the big thing here, there is very, very likely something here with work and career. Okay? FYI. Sun sextile Neptune. We'll talk about your weekly forecast because let's just get to the 24th, 25th when Saturn enters Aries. Okay? Again, this is at 11:30 p.m. my time, Eastern Standard Time. First time, it's been the 90s since Saturn's been in Aries. But what's happening here is Saturn is with Neptune. Saturn's only here until September before he moves here, in his permanent station, February 2026. So what's happening from this point throughout the summer until September, you're getting a preview of what your life is going to be like from February 2026 and beyond. Plant seeds, take action. Where do you want to be? You create your reality. Why do I say that? Because you do. All right? Saturn is also reality. Remember, he comes in with those like reality checks, and this is happening in your 6th house of everyday activities in your lifestyle. And so your entire life is you can change it how you want it. Okay. But let me just tell you about the sheer magnitude of what's happening here. Just to make it clear, Saturn with Neptune, Saturn conjuncting Neptune in Aries. That has only happened 7 times in modern human history. So when I say we're going, this is big. The last time was 1703 that this happened. The first time that we can trace back was 593 BC. Okay? I'm sure it happened before that. Maybe thousands of years before that, but we're just focusing on human history. Now, if you saw your annual forecast, they're conjuncting, but they're not perfecting. So what's happening here? Saturn and Neptune, they're on the dance floor. They're at that club down the street where everybody wears lobster hats. And they're dancing, but they haven't met yet. That's happening February 2026. Why is that a big deal? Because they're meeting and conjuncting at 0 degrees. The beginning of the beginning. The great reset. the creation degree, the world access, never experience, ever, ever. You can't trace that. I'm sure you can. 4,000 years ago, 5,000, 6,000, who knows? Who knows? I mean, this is big. So when I say this is a life-changing month, big. All right? And listen, Scorpio, since the first dinosaur roamed this earth, I have told you, Saturn is authority, the taskmaster, discipline, boundaries, limitations, restrictions, life lessons, therefore karma. You work with his rules, you learn your lessons, there you go, you pass, okay? You move on. And then Saturn brings you that structure and stability, long-term goals, long-term growth, long-term commitments. Yeah, there are no shortcuts with Saturn. There are none. And now he's moved into the sign of Aries. So I have to make two things very clear. On top of everything that I just said that makes this bonkers and nobody in thousands of years has experienced, Saturn and Neptune will now sextile Uranus and Pluto, which you're going to feel greatly over the summer. Greatly. We're ramping up to that starting in June. Saturn normally doesn't give handouts like this. You know that. I told you. He comes in hard. This is sextile to Uranus and Pluto? What? You're already good. You're good. He's making things easy for you. All right? So, here's the thing. Okay? There is a catch. It's Saturn in Aries. Aries is the I am, the self-starter, the entrepreneur, pioneering spirit, the initiator, right? Consciousness is, right? Aries. And this is your sixth house. Aries is let's go. Let's do it. I'm fiery. Action. Saturn is no. Saturn is we're doing it slow and the long way. You've got to learn your lessons. And this is all for mastery of self. And so that's the only catch. He's Mr. Miyagi, okay? When he's in Aries, wax on, wax off. All right. You can't go to the karate tournament because a bully made fun of you. You're not going to win. You don't know karate. You have to learn. That's what Saturn's saying, okay? So it's all about the lessons that you learn for the next 2 years, but especially this summer to put you where you want to be, February 2026, okay? And then you'll win, all right? With the crane or whatever. Anyway, that's it. That's all. And because Aries does have, like a rebellious vibe, and it is fiery, so Saturn is just like discipline. Saturn is wisdom. That's all of that. Okay, so you'll feel this. Okay. So all right, now you know. And listen, I'll talk about Saturn and Neptune together in your weekly forecast. There's this weird. Just know it's not hitting the ground running when Saturn moves into Aries with Neptune. It's hit the ground speed walking. That's all it is. But above all, you create your reality. All right. So you have to take that action. Why do you think people say life is what you make it? Why do you think people have said that for thousands of years? You create your reality, and Saturn is reality. Building this reality for yourself. All right, so take action as above, so below. Now, we're going to skip a bunch of things here. Let me do a time check. Yeah. Well, we have the Sun trine Pluto. Amazing. We'll talk about your weekly forecast. That's amazing for you, especially family stuff and home stuff and realtor stuff. Children. You got Mercury conjunct Uranus, so that's great. That's once a year. Amazing, surprising news or big breakthrough, big ideas, news that you want to hear, ideas that are, again, there's something here where it's with partnerships, relationships. I wouldn't be surprised if a lot of y'all are getting married or signing something that is going to completely change your life. Mercury will then move into Gemini, where Mercury rules Gemini. So Mercury's in its domicile. And so you are going to have a lot of conversations about wealth building and your personal transformation and partnerships and relationships that you're taking to the next level, because Mercury in Gemini will sextile Saturn in Aries. at 0 degrees. Saturn's bringing longevity to the conversations that you have in your personal transformation and to your partnerships. And then the 26th of May or the 27th, depending on where you live, we have the new moon, because we have the new moon in Gemini. Okay, so it's a super moon too, like the one that we had. But here's the thing: one of the best new moons of 2025. I told you this even last year in your annual forecast. All right, it's exciting. It's exciting. It's conjuncting Mercury. It's trining Pluto. It's sextiling Neptune and Saturn. Mercury is sextiling Saturn. I mean, like, are you joking? This is insane. This is insane. And so, very enthusiastic and fun and exciting. A lot of collaborative energy here. And remember, this new moon, where new things are happening for you, that's coming right after Saturn moves into Aries and all these other major life-changing things that are happening the last week. This is happening in your 8th house. So it's very likely there's something here with wealth. All right. And partnerships, like deep. Money is a big thing here. All right. So what do you want for the next 6 months? That's a cycle that's playing out now. Plant those seeds. Okay. And remember, Saturn's in Aries. So plant those seeds. I say plant seeds every day. Set intentions every day. But just remember, when you plant seeds, you can't expect a tree the next day. Okay? And Saturn is going to let you know that now. Things are going to take time with Saturn and Aries, but this is just very different and very special. And this is where, yeah, I'm for y'all. With it being in your 8th house, I would not be surprised if like things come like very fast for you. And then you have Mercury trine Pluto at the same time. Like what can I say? You've got one of the best aspects with your ruling planet. Oh, sorry, Ruby. Oh gosh, are you okay? Oh, I didn't see you. All right. Oh no, Ruby, I woke her up. All right. So here's the thing. All right, Mercury trine Pluto again. There's just that stability. There's likely some boss VIP coming in. Or an investor. I mean, like, it's your 8th house investments. I mean, like, you're good. You're good. All right, let's get started. Let's see what's going on for you, Scorpio, for May 2025. Scorpio, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Okay, Scorpio, I do a traditional, oh gosh, and she was asleep, and I woke her up, and it's really hard to get her to sleep at this time. Oh gosh, but maybe she wants to come say hi to you, Scorpio. Anyway, listen, Scorpio, y'all look amazing. I do a traditional Celtic grass spread, offers the best overview, especially for a monthly reading. And if we need to pull clarifiers, you know that we will. Secondly, Scorpio, you know I love y'all. And I'm looking at the camera, and yeah, it's already gotten a little bit dark. All right, so let's get started. Now, Scorpio, oh, okay. Whoa, this is going to be a month. It's going to be a month. You're going to be fine, but you've got to let some things go. Yep, okay. 4 cups. How funny is it that I told you that we will have the moon in Cancer as soon as the month begins? So as you move into the month of May, you have the 4 cups, which is attributed to moon in Cancer. And so this is just saying, listen, there may be a little bit of like, I don't know, you see he's got three cups, right? The hand of spirit offering him a 4th. And look at his reaction. He's crossing off his heart. So this card is associated with like boredom and apathy, right? And I'm not saying you are. I'm saying that's the card. That's what it means. Emotional discontent. It says raising your frequency, raising your gratitude, have that Venus conjunct Neptune moment, and know that the things that you want are coming. They're coming in a really big way. All right. And to be honest, fixed signs, they've been on the back burner a little bit. Everything was for cardinal signs and mutable signs the past few months. And I'm not saying nothing happened for fixed signs, but but now we're moving into all this fixed energy. So things are about to happen, and you're about to have the biggest shakeups and again, you want to shake things up. So this card it's a card of gratitude. It's saying be grateful for the things that you have. All right. And you see him just kind of like very resistant and just sitting there plumped in the ground. So when I say Uranus is about to shake things up, but you can use Uranus to shake things up, this is the card of like someone saying nothing happens for me, but they don't do anything. for things to happen. And again, I'm not saying that's you, that's this card. So having that gratitude, this is why I talk about frequency all the time. You gotta raise your frequency. You've heard about, you know how the law of attraction works at this point. Hopefully I've told you everything is energy. That is also not even, that's literal science, okay? Albert Einstein, match the frequency of the reality you want, and you can't help but get that reality. That is a direct quote. All right. So this is all about frequency. All right. You shaking things up. And then you got the 2 wands in the heart of your spread. So when I say Saturn and Neptune, you're going to feel, yeah, you already have Neptune in Aries all month. You already have Venus in Aries all month. That's big because this card is an Aries card. And so this is initiating. When you shake things up, look at him. You got the world in your hand. You're at the highest point in your castle. And remember what I said about planning your next steps? That's a lot of this month. Envisioning your future, planning your future. Take advantage of this month. Because again, remember what I said, all these opportunities are going to pop up for you. All right. And look at, you can see the field here, the valleys. He's got a great view. He can map things out. Okay. You got the Wheel of Fortune in your challenge area. Are you believing in yourself? Are you believing in yourself? All right. Let's have some self-belief. All right. Wheel of Fortune is a card of like doors opening for you. It's like faded things happening for you, but it's in your challenge area. And so when I see what's happening here, it just, again, it just feels like, let's do things to shake things up. Yeah. And then let's plan. It's good to plan. It's good to plan, but don't get stuck in that planning. I'm going to show you something here. And I'm only saying that because you have the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Cups. So it's sitting right between that. He's got 1 foot in the castle, 1 foot out. You see 1 wand in, you see 1 wand out. That's not movement. So it's a great card and it's a powerful card for planning, but you're eventually going to have to strike. You're eventually going to have to do something, okay? Even if it takes you out of your comfort zone, that's what Uranus wants you to do, okay? Shake things up. And remember, you have an enormous full moon in your sign that's going to help illuminate things, okay? Perfect opportunity with Uranus there to shake things up, all right? You see that wand is bolted to the wall. Wands do not like being bolted. They don't like being bolted down. So again, it is a great card, but you got to look at your entire spread. You got to look at the context of everything that's happening here with the Wheel of Fortune in your challenge area as well. So, it's like you've got to take action because it feels like there's something here. There's something that I want you to feel inspired. And I'm not saying you're not, because you do have strength and you do have the 6 of Wands. So this is really great. You have strength in your crown. That's amazing. That is like that courage that I can do anything, infinite possibilities with the actions that I take. This is an active card. Okay. Her taming the lion is a card of action. All right. There's movement here. The 6 of Wands, that's a lot of movement. And this is recognition. This is eminence. This is rising above. This is, all the people cheering him on. It's a procession. It's victory. It's success. It's all those achievements. You've got Mars and Leo in your 10th house of fame. So a lot of y'all are already feeling that, like, kind of like undercurrents of that, or you will in May. And it's going to be amazing. All right. But is it what you want? All right. Is it the direction? It's like you've got this idea of this path and things are going great this way, right? What can you do to merge the two? All right. So remember what I said at the very beginning, like believe in yourself, have that self-love, because you got the 7 of Pentacles. And so the 7 of Pentacles, if you are a cross-watcher, has been showing up a lot this month. And I'm not surprised. It is a Taurus card. And we are in Taurus season with a Uranus Kazemi, Uranus and Taurus, right? We're coming after that new moon in Taurus. So there's very likely something here with partnerships or relationships or legal matters or even career or projects or marriage or money for you, okay? It's like, what have you invested your time, energy, heart, and soul into? Now is the time to just take that pause and think about it. That's all you have to do. And let things come up, because Do you see a smile on his face? So there may be a little bit of like, there's just some stagnation here, and you see him looking back when you want to move forward. It is in your future, right? And so again, it's not a bad card, and none of this. It's just like you got to look at the entire story being told. And so in May, shake things up like you never have before, because great things are happening, and you're gonna feel that confidence. Okay, but there's just a little bit of stagnation here. And again, this is someone who's looking back. He's leaning on his hoe. He's just like, right? So he's looking about what he's invested in. So I want you to do that. Is it a relationship, a business partnership? Is it your career? Is it, love? Whatever it is it actual investments? Remember, you've got all this activity in your eighth house of investments. And just take a pause. Do I have to change things? Am I happy with my gains? Okay? Shake things up. I'm joking. Scorpio, y'all are amazing. And if I got time, I'm going to do some clarifiers here for you. Y'all are amazing. If you like this reading, by the way, it'd be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Tell me what's going on, Scorpio. What's going on? You know I love y'all. You got a big full moon coming up, and that's gonna again life changing. It's big. There's so much happening. All right, so yeah, you've got to shake things up in a big way, in a really big way. All right, so you've got some. So great. What did I say? The biggest focus for you this month will be partnerships and relationships. And there you go. The Two of Cups. Amazing. Amazing. A lot of y'all want this. A lot of y'all want new relationships. And this can be very platonic. It can be friends. It can be lovers. It can be career related. Okay? Two souls inhabiting one body. Yeah? A lot of passion here. So much. You see the winged lion? Right? Connecting with what's in your crown, the lion here, right? So anyway, just know, yeah, a lot of y'all want something there. And it may be even just a shakeup in a current relationship, okay? Or just something as in like the next level in a relationship. Okay, so that's what y'all, and remember, any type. But it will be a focus, and yeah, the Seven of Swords. That's just really interesting to me. Okay, so you have these two sevens right next to each other. Seven at the end of the day, for you, it really is more about like desire, like what you desire. That's really honestly. And then you got that Seven of Swords in your external factors area. Is there something where? Can I show you something, Scorpio? Do you mind if I show you something here? Okay. He's looking down. He's looking back. He's looking back. He's looking back. So, where is that forward momentum? Okay? But remember what I said. There may be some secrets revealed and some things like revelations this month. Well, there is a Seven of Swords in your external factors area. Is there someone that's doing something that's a little deceitful, dishonest, disloyal? You've got to open up those. We've got to take care of this. Is all I'm saying. Okay, and there may be that full moon that may illuminate a lot. So let's take care of that, because this card is the lying, cheating, stealing card. Very Machiavellian. Okay, you got the Knight of Swords. You just want to move forward. That's all you want to do. So it's very interesting. As a third card in your staff, the Knight of Swords, first of all, is Gemini. Your mind's going to be like boom, 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 boom. But also, you see the fire under his feet. I told you we got this fire and air energy. And this is someone who is bold, someone who is courageous, someone who is so bold that he's moving into the storm. Yeah? Fearless. Fearless fiction, by the way. Okay? Something that we create in our heads. But it just, when I look at your spread, it's like, that's what you want. That's what you want. But where's the actual action? Two of Pentacles in your final outcome. Okay? It seems like there's going to be a big decision you just have to make. When you have the Two of Pentacles in your final outcome, right? And you have the Seven of Pentacles in your future. And this is a little bit of just like, he's the juggler. Yeah. You just may have to make some big decisions. Okay. When it comes to money, wealth, all of that. The biggest thing here is you need to communicate and you need to take action. All right. So that's all it is. That's all it is. Because there's a little bit of stagnation here too. And you can even see the pentacles are bound in the sign of infinity. You could be stuck doing this forever. That's all it is. All right. And I'm not, well, that's for this card. All right. And there's imbalance here. Like the pentacles are off, the waves are off. There's, got the foot off the ground. And there's just something here where I think that we need to move. There's some action that needs to be taken. And when you keep looking back, by the way, or like with this, people can take advantage of you. Okay. So we want to be very mindful of anything that's happening. I was going to clarify that Seven of Pentacles. You see what happens when you look forward? Yeah. All right. So when you make those decisions, when you shake things up, so here's the thing. Saturn is going to say to you, listen, sure, he's going to think he's easy on you this month, but he still comes in hard. And what he's going to do is say, when he comes in at the end of the month, he's going to say, listen, Scorpio, I'm moving into Aries at 0 degrees of fresh new beginnings. So I want you to shake up old structures and old systems and old patterns and old behaviors, because we're leaving that in the past. I'm moving into a new sign. And so it's all about new structures and new ways of thinking. Yeah, all of that. You got the Nine of Pentacles. This is someone who's worked hard for her wealth, and it's paid off. And look at all the pentacles, and look at how big her harvest is. And this is that sense of like independence and freedom that I was talking about. But it's enlightenment, and she is rich. Take that time, just take that pause and move forward. And remember, you have a lot of great things to look forward to. You just have to move in that direction. And the Nine of Pentacles is someone who has like worked hard to reap her rewards. Yeah. Oh shoot. That's not any of those. I'm going to clarify the Two of Pentacles for you in your final outcome. Okay. Five of Swords. There it is. There it is. When I say it's the way that you're communicating with others, let's be mindful of that. All right. Let's rise above it. Rise above it. This card is all about, there is something here where if you're juggling these pentacles, you're not really moving in a direction. You got all this energy building up within you. And then you see a lot of things that are happening in your physical world. Pentacles are a physical reality in your physical world, your realm as well. And so that could just that's built up energy, pent up energy. And then you have that Five of Swords was like, yeah. A lot of this is family. And this card wanted to pop out. Six of Swords right after the Five of Swords. Yeah. It's all about the mindset, especially with Mercury in 3 different signs. Okay, so let's break it down week by week, Scorpio. Oh, gosh. Okay, so the first week, we know Venus is conjuncting Neptune. You got Mercury with sextiling Jupiter, which is amazing. And then Pluto going retrograde. There's a lot happening in the first week. You know that, okay? So let's see what's going on for you the first week of May. Partnerships, relationships, really big thing. First week, okay? Creative pursuits as well. That is imagination. You see the wings of imagination on his helmet and it shoots, okay? I love this, okay? Because Knight of Cups is Pisces. You still have the North Node in Pisces in your 5th house of true love, of romance, of creativity, creative projects. What's going to fill your cup? Go after it. Someone may be coming through too with that Knight of Cups. Yeah, the first week. All right, second week, you got that big full moon in your sign and the sun conjunct Uranus. Those are the major things, okay? I'm sorry, we're going to have to talk about the other aspects another time. In your weekly forecast, let's see what's going on for you for the second week, okay? Because those are just major. You got the Queen of Wands. That's great. Shake things up, okay? Shake things up. The Queen of Wands is someone who can, first of all, she's very royal. The Queen of Wands, she's very regal. She's very charismatic, and she can get whatever she wants because of that. And this is Wands. We're talking about Wands, your passions. What are you passionate about? What your ambitions? A lot of creative energy that exists here as well. She does have the sunflower in her hand. Okay, she's gripping it, right? And then you see the sunflowers in her throne too. Okay, so these sunflowers exist in the actual sun card. Therefore, she has the powers of the sun, optimism, opportunity, everything. It's the sun. It's that life force. So flawless. She's in touch with her shadow side. That's the other thing with the full moon in your sign. Yeah, you may be doing some shadow work. With Pluto going retrograde, you may be doing some shadow work. That inner transformation. But the Queen of Wands, amazing. So it's saying you can have whatever you want. Anything you want. Okay? You just have to take that action and that she's confident AF. Okay? Well, for you, yeah, okay. So remember, there's a lot of sexual energy that you're going to be going through this month. Okay? And the Queen of Wands, if you are a cross-watcher, has come up a lot. And there's what's happening this month. Yeah, that's really amped up anyway. But she's like the most, flirty, like queen, like romantic. Okay, you know what I'm talking about. Anyway, let's get to the third week. So yeah, that week you just have to shake things up. You can get whatever you want. Okay, just don't doubt yourself. Like I said, third week is the big thing is Saturn. Well, actually, the third week is the week of. Let me just see here. Well, we move into Gemini season. And then there's Venus trine Mars, Sun sextile Neptune. Let's see what's going on for you with the third week of May. You're getting richer and richer as the month goes on. King of Pentacles is the richest. He is the richest king. And he's Taurus. So it could be this great wealth. Taurus is like your physical world, right? Your physical realm. That's what I said Pentacles are. And he does hold that golden scepter that anything he touches turns to gold. Okay? But he is a big protector and a big provider as well. So you're building that wealth. You see that. Okay? And it can be in relationships as well, or legal matters, maybe something that you sign. There's something big. Okay? In the week where you're going to be having a lot of conversations. And then the last week, yeah, Saturn moves into Aries, joining Neptune. And, we got that new moon in Gemini. That's really special and really big. And Mercury conjunct Uranus and Mercury trine Pluto. Like the last week is insane. Mercury is so active. You've got to be very social. But let's see what's going on for you for the last week of May. Four of Swords. All right, there you go. That's good. That's interesting with the, Five of Swords, Six of Swords, Four of Swords, Seven of Swords. You got a lot of swords here, but even with the Knight of Swords, but I like that. That's that stillness of mind. It's like, yes, made it. All that work and effort, and I made it. Now I can just, whoosh, right? Amazing. All right. So it's very like meditative, stillness of mind. And may have to do with partnerships and relationships. It is a Libra card. I want to see this Two of Wands real quick, and the heart of your spread. And what's going on here? What is the stagnate? Just have that breakthrough. That's what. Just shake things up. All right, Scorpio, you got that Ace of Swords. This is having a huge breakthrough. That mental breakthrough, communication. All right, this is bringing. Just take that step. Yeah, shake things up. And you're going to be fine. We got a lot to look forward to. And that Six of Swords, again, that's moving in this new headspace. That's just saying like, okay, I'm not going to, that's beneath me. Like if anyone's coming at me or if, like things like that, like, no, I'm avoiding that, moving forward from chaos to calm up here. And you see that's happening here. And you have that big mental breakthrough. Ace of Swords is also like contracts and agreements. It's victory, success. So, Scorpio, thanks so much. If you like we're going to do the second spread. Oh, yeah, we're going to go deep. I'm going to see what's going on with love and career and a couple other things. Anyway, Tier 3 members, you know where to find the link, and anyone can become members. We have so much fun. If you like this reading, it would be great if you like, subscribe, leave comments. Scorpio, tell me what's going on. It's a big one. A big one. Oh, it got dark. Next week we'll go deeper in the aspects. All right. So just you see the breakthroughs that you can have. Uranus being really strong, all about breakthroughs. You got a card of breakthroughs and new beginnings here with that Ace of Swords and the heart of your spread. As long as you take that action, use that sword, communicate, sign things, take action. You're amazing. I'll see you next week. Bye.